I'll be joined by Chukwudi Okole Ubuaja, a.k.a. Chucks the Boy, for Newspaper Review.
Well, our newspaper reviewer, Chukwudi Okole Ubuaja, is here. Good morning, Chucks.
Morning, Demola. Claire, thanks for refueling my braggadocio, my zeal, my gusto, my what again? You know, whatever positive thing. You called me Chucks the Boy after a long time. I feel good.
All right, thank you. So let's quickly take the Daily Times. The Daily Times is leading with, of course, security matters in the upcoming Anambra governorship election. And it says that 45,000 police officers will be deployed to Anambra governorship election to secure that election. It's right there on the front page. And you have, of course, the picture story there that's with the president and chief of staff and other foreign dignitaries right there. Now, VAT states to earn 4 trillion naira more annually from 2026. That's Oyedele, and U.S. revokes Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka's visa. Now, Senate to screen new service chiefs today, and federal government prioritizes made in Nigeria goods for ECOWAS free trade liberalization scheme. I thought, Chukwudi, I thought you could look at, well, maybe that, which is very important, prioritizing made in Nigeria goods for the ECOWAS free trade liberalization scheme. You know, that's quite...
I tell you, there's no way you cannot depend on your environment to survive. You know, no man is an island. But the point is that till you become self-serving in positive terms, to some extent, you don't really become economically independent to a large extent as well. So when you talk about things like this, it only goes to suggest that a more stable economic platform is being created, you know, within the sub-region for people to now begin to realize their dreams in terms of not just bettering self, but leading to better infrastructure, better education, and the rest of it. So it is quite something to be saluted if we engage action that will take us out of the doldrums, as it were.
Honestly, I think that's good, but we also need to come up with, you know, a list of those made in Nigeria goods. I don't know if the paper has, a list of those goods within the center page.
I spoke generally. Made in Nigeria goods means that you're not spending money on importation. That's what it means.
Yes.
That's just a segment
just to cover
of it.
that.
I spoke generally. Otherwise, made in Nigeria goods would be the ultimate for us. There's no way you're going to divorce yourself from interacting with the environment, the external world. But when you can self-support reasonably.
Good. Two stories before there were like two stories. The one is just a little above the lead story on Anambra. Nigeria imposes how much now? 11.5 security levy on international flight tickets, and the other is by the foreign minister. The federal government vows strict vetting as 170 foreigners applied for Nigerian citizenship.
Well, I don't know. Are we responding to what some people are doing to us in the world? Or is this being done as a way of shoring up revenue? Remember that the new taxation regime will kick in from 2026. Government targets more revenue. As I said the other time, it is not money from Texas that government actually depends on to run the state of Texas. It is actually tax that brings money to Germans, to the UK people, to Americans, and the rest of it. That's where Nigeria is trying to go to. Demola's complaint is the one that they give me no reach. This tax matter, I like it, but do I really have enough money to give? Incidentally, your pay as you earn puts you there automatically, so you don't have a choice. You know. So,
I don't say. Is there a nexus between the strict vetting of foreigners who are applying for Nigerian citizenship with the revocation of Wole Soyinka's,
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think
Wole
so.
Soyinka spoke up. I saw somewhere he was saying why my visa was revoked. I didn't quite read it. But I know that Wole Soyinka, after some of the things Trump was doing over there.
I think what he said was because in 2016, I think he made a statement against the Trump's election there.
He did.
Being racist or something like that. So maybe
he did, but the latest is, I think he said that about 2 months ago, that he was not going to go back to have his visa revalidated.
No, yeah,
he saw that as an insult. For crying out loud, the court can give you bail on self-recognition. Somebody like Wole Soyinka, for crying out loud. No, come on. Sometimes people cross the line. And I am really in support of his action. You need to make a statement sometimes in life, however feeble it would seem to some people. You know.
Okay. All right. Are you done with your
Okay, except you want us to talk. I was going to leave the Anambra elections last.
Okay. It's, I mean, that's the major headline on this Blueprint newspaper as well. And we have 107 Blueprint newspaper. Just above the nameplate, 170 foreign nationals applied to become Nigerian citizens. Well, good. Anambra gubernatorial election. INEC security agencies plot against election riggers, vote buyers, police to deploy 45,000 operatives. INEC readies with 24,000 personnel. Delay in fuel subsidy removal, cause of current hardship. Emir Sanusi, reform gains already touching the poor, vulnerable. That is the Minister of Finance. That's Wali Adu. Rising foreign reserves signal Nigeria's recovery path.
Yes.
Report. Turn to page 8. You want to comment on this?
Which of them now?
Delay in fuel subsidy removal, cause of current hardship.
You know, Sanusi would always come across as the gadfly. You know, he speaks independently, and he does speak factually sometimes within what I know. I don't know the economics he knows.
What are you saying sometimes?
Because I can only judge what he has said that is easy for me to comprehend.
Okay.
His economics is far higher than the O-level Adam Smith I took away. You understand?
The higher the price.
Yes. Price is the meeting point of demand and supply. And you said that with your chest pushed out, as if you have said something bigger than what God would put down in the world. Anyway, the point is this. The question I asked, why didn't we then remove it earlier? Right from Jonathan's time. Remember 2012 and all that. Let's not start a fight again, and you know. But the president said something the other time that fuel subsidy was actually a scam. So when Sanusi is saying they should have removed it
long
earlier,
ago,
you know, is it remove it from scammers or remove it from actuality of is being paid to subsidize fuel? We need to know those details. But we are happy that eventually we seem to be taking it in our stride. Because initially when it happened, particularly as it also happened with the floating of the foreign exchange, we groaned expectedly. But it seems to be easing.
I just want to point out that I just read the first paragraph of that story. The emir, I don't think the emir is trying to fault, the present administration.
I'm not in my
No. He said
that direction.
He said the cumulative consequences of its failure to remove fuel subsidy more than a decade ago. So what we are going through now is the failure of what we would have done decades ago.
Long ago.
Exactly.
But Edu is also saying that regardless that the gains are beginning to be visible, that it's touching the poor and the vulnerable.
Yes.
We're talking about some of those social safety nets that have been put in place. And of course, what our economy is doing now is bouncing back.
It's understandable.
And the forex is rising.
It is rising.
Yes,
it is rising. You would speak naturally to make the president and the minister, finance, make them happy, know that they are doing well. But trust Sanusi, he also went on to say, don't just reform, cut waste and the rest of it, challenge leaders on accountability, economic discipline. It depends on the angle an editor wants to take.
Precisely.
All right.
So let's.
You're doing well, Chooks. You're doing very well.
Demola, please, Demola, please. Don't let him. Just one second.
Quickly.
Yes. Anambra election. The barring vigilantes, non-state actors, and police to deploy 45,000 operatives. INEC readies 24,000 personnel. Just speak to this with the hindsight of what usually happens, in the Southeast during elections.
Yes, the point is that most of the time these things are rehashed before elections. When I hear people say Anambra is going to be a litmus test for what will happen in 2027, I said that is just a little segment, a little tiny segment of it. The greater Nigeria is bigger. At the end of the day, let us have electoral reforms well ahead of time. It is at the root of every other thing. Then you will now expect implementation of what the lawmakers have ratified and the president has signed.
The question is...
Yes, sir.
Anyway, we are signing
I
off.
was going to... You were signing him off.
He was going to break his own resolve.
We'll discuss it. All right.